This game features crazy graphics, quick and fast-paced movement, and an amazing soundtrack to go with it. However, could looks be deceiving? Welcome to my review of GTTOD Get to the Orange Door. Back when I first came across Get to the Orange Door, I was absolutely mesmerized by the amazing graphics that reminded me of Tron and the fast-paced, exhilarating music. This style of game looks fairly unique and very catchy to the eye. However, this strength did end up returning to me back as a downfall. It's extremely satisfying to be running and jumping from wall to wall, but starts to lose its touch when you realize how hard it is to see sometimes, especially with the amounts of effects and pixels that are on your screen already. Can you tell me exactly what is even going on here? The graphics definitely were not underwhelming in this title. However, the issues from the graphics start to appear to influence other areas of the game. For example, there is a major lack of direction in GTOD. When you first join the game, you are placed in a big empty lobby. Granted, there are a few signs around explaining how the game is early access, and most features will be added later, but it is still way too difficult to find the door simply to start playing. If the lobby isn't even done, then why is it in the game yet? The tutorial could also be worse, but it could also be better. The point of the game is to find your way through the level to the orange door area, then trigger the entrance sequence and kill enough enemies to get into the next level. I don't know if the game actually ever tells you this once, aside than the title of the game itself. There needs to be either an announcer for tutorials or level guidance, a mini-map or compass telling you which direction to go, or some kind of better navigation system for players to have some idea what they're doing. Take Risk of Rain 2 for example, which has a similar game style to GTOD. The graphics in this game still look great, but it is much easier to get a feel for your surroundings and tell what is actually going on. I would argue that the tutorial system for both games are pretty similar with how much it gives you and how much it helps you, but you end up figuring out how to play and what all to search for just by progressing in Risk of Rain 2. Get to the Orange Door is quite a bit more vague with the instruction and level design it gives, and attempting to learn the game in the same way as you would learn Risk of Rain may leave you jumping around the level in circles for way longer than you would like. The movement in GTOD is actually very well done and one of my favorite features of the whole game. The gameplay feels similar to Mirror's Edge or Titanfall with the movement with a neon synthwave twist, which I really enjoy as I think the parkour styled movement games, when done right, can be really fun and engaging. The weapons all sound and feel great to shoot, and with a wide variety of different weapons and combat abilities, this feels like part of the game that doesn't need much updating. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some areas in which I believe the game could improve, but I still believe this is a very solid start. If you're looking for a complete and polished game, this is not it. The game has been in early access for around 2.5 years now, and to my knowledge it's being developed by just one person. From some of the reviews, it looks like the game may have been overhauled at some point for the worse, but I'm not going to speak on that as I have only played after the overhaul. There is also a point to be made about the progression in this game, as there really isn't any. Granted, the lobby is still a work in progress, and progression content is usually added later in game development, but there really isn't much of a reason to play and progress other than personally keeping track of what floor you've gotten to. There isn't even really a score that you get at the end of your run, or even like a game over screen. It just kinda brings you back to the lobby. Get to the Orange Door is a first-person shooter neon synthwave game, where your only objective is in the game title. Finish each level by reaching the orange door and killing enough enemies to make it onto the next stage. The art style and combat in the game shown so far are fantastic, but unfortunately that's about all I've enjoyed out of the game. It seems like the developer has a very good basic design and concept down, however maybe doesn't know exactly where to go with it at this point. For example, I'm a bit unsure about the lobby layout overall, like why is it so big and so empty and still so incomplete and in the game, and why the footage in the trailer shown on Steam almost looks like a completely different game than the one I played today. I'm giving GTTOD a score of 7 out of 10, as I really do enjoy the core concept and idea. However, I believe it's being executed a bit poorly. The fact that this is a state of an early access game after being released for almost 3 years is a bit worrisome. I would love to see better structure of the game, like better menus, tutorials, and info given overall, maybe at the cost of less features being added, as well as toning down the graphics. I think would make the gameplay a little bit easier to see and would improve lots of things overall. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.